Hi, Easy here. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we have a tiny camera that I've been having a blast with. It's really small, white, has a nice charging case slash tripod slash remote, and you can mount it on different places such as on hats, clothes, bigger tripods, and more. Like I'm doing right now, wearing it on my chest over my t-shirt. Yeah, the thing you're looking at is not it. I'm talking about the camera I'm wearing right now, which I'm using to record this part of the video. So this is the Insta360 Go 2, not this one. It's an updated version of the Insta360 Go, of course, and the update has been great. Not only has it been updated in the form of higher specs, but also with a few tricks up its sleeves. I got mine a few weeks ago now. I'm not doing an unboxing because there are many early reviewers that have done so already. And even though I got it earlier than the general public, I still got it late in terms of reviewing units. And I know I've said it before, but this thing is tiny. It's about half the size of my middle finger. And I didn't use the middle finger as an example in a sarcastic way or trying to be funny. It just happens to be the closest as far as size goes. If you want to see the specs, feel free to pause the video and read it in 3, 2, 1 now. While I talk about the camera, I'll be showing you some videos that I've taken with it. Since I was too late for the unboxing, I decided to wait and do the video once I've used it for a few weeks. And I'm so glad I waited. I don't like giving scores, but if I had to and rush the video, it probably would have been at around 7 out of 10 or so. I liked it, but I wasn't impressed. But since it probably would have gained a good solid 2 points out of 10, and I'll explain why. This camera is so portable that you can just fit it anywhere, any pocket, any purse, any bag. The good news is that you won't be compromising on quality because of its size. So you're going to end up taking it to places and placing it in spots where you normally wouldn't. And I've been recording myself pedaling my bike. I've recorded myself driving to do groceries, driving to and back from work. I've recorded falling raindrops. I've had a 6-year-old recording inside a supermarket, running through the aisles in first person view. I've had that same little one jumping in a pool with the camera, and I've clipped it to a ceiling fan blade to see myself spinning in a near nausea-inducing short clip. Things that without this camera, I've never done before, and I probably wouldn't even have thought of ever doing. And that's exactly the magic and the appeal of this camera. It'll make you get off your behind and find new things and places to film. I've caught myself wearing the magnetic pendant when walking out of the house, so I'm ready, so to speak, and had to tell myself to stop losing my mind over this thing. Having said all of that, I must admit it's not perfect. But what or who is, right? Let me start with a thumbs down in the format of bad news first. 1. Don't plan on using it off the charging case for long periods of time. On its own, the battery won't last long. You'll actually see the battery indicator dropping one by one if connected to the phone, which is expected for such a small unit. You know, small unit equals small battery. The plus side about this is that it also charges extremely fast. 2, this thing gets hot. It has made me wonder if this thing is defective or not, but I've heard about others experiencing the same thing, so I'm going to assume this is how it works. But it gets hot. Hot. 3, confusing one button operation at the beginning when using it off the charging case or not connected to another device. One tip about this later on within this video. 4, in Pro mode, which is my preferred filming method, it only records in intervals of 15 minutes. If you're using this camera as an action camera and you are extremely active, it might not be enough. Normal video does 30-minute intervals, but I like Pro mode a lot more for editing purposes, and I'm assuming you will too. 5, It will pick up quite a bit of wind noise, quite a bit. 6. The memory is only 32 gigabytes. It should have been 64 at least. 32 gigabytes will fill up fast. In Pro Video, you get about 30 minutes. So you'll be doing quite a bit of file transfers in order to free up some space in your cam. Moving on to the so things about the camera. 1. Price. Although this might be personal opinion. I guess it's not expensive for what it is and what it comes with, but when announced, I thought the sweet spot as the price would have been about $250. The more I use it though, the more it justifies the actual price. 2. Some of the accessories it comes with make more sense than others. Kind of expected, but I wish they put a little more thought into it. Not too bad though. 3. Video quality is between good and really good. Should we call it very good? If you consider the size of this thing, then the video quality is extremely good. But yeah, there are many options out there with better video quality. 4. The built-in tripod on the charging case is not a real tripod. Let's not even call it that. I use it mostly so it's standing up while transferring files on my desk or any other flat surface. Don't plan on using it outdoors to film or to take pictures too much. A small incline or even a little bit of wind will knock this thing down. I'm warning you. But the fact that they included it is a welcome addition, hoping to see something a bit more robust with the Go 3. Moving on to the thumbs up. 1. Size. Yes, I mentioned it again. 2. Purpose. And I understand this is not a feature of the camera itself, but more of a design element, but this thing is great in too many ways. 3. Charging case / remote is extremely handy. 4. Most accessories that comes with are useful. Number 5. The magnet mounting system is great. 6. The Insta360 smartphone / tablet app is great. 7. Very vivid colors, even without using the Pro Light colors, which to my liking is just too much. It reminds me of Samsung's color scheme, which I understand is not for everyone and certainly not good for pro photography, but for a small action cam, I think is when it makes the most sense. Tips. When using it by itself, you just have one button and one tiny LED. It communicates with you with that tiny LED if you're looking straight at it and with different vibrations. I've heard about people having issues with the vibration system and getting confused, not knowing what it's doing unless they look at the tiny LED, but I've seen some of these same people doing it wrong. They touch the button and try to feel the vibrations with the index finger on the button, or even worse, letting go and feeling it on their chest if wearing the magnetic pendant. That's wrong. Press the button with your index finger while you hold the unit from the sides with your middle finger and your thumb. That way you'll feel the vibrations a lot stronger and you'll understand a lot better what the camera is telling you and what the camera is doing, of course, without you even looking at it. Best tip I can give you, get a rubber case. Sorry if I spend too much time talking about this, but ergonomics is extremely important and it can certainly improve the user experience on any particular item. Well, a small part of my full-time job is observing, creating, and improving ergonomics after all. This camera being white, if I have a white shirt and I'm wearing it on my chest, I guess it makes sense. It'd be somewhat discreet except for the lens itself. But what if I'm wearing a black shirt, which happens to be my favorite shirt color? The camera will stand out like a sore thumb. The rubber case will make it all black. Problem solved. Also, since this thing is, I don't know, fourth, fifth time I say this, really tiny, made out of plastic and has no texture, there is no grip at all. Very easily, it can slip off your fingers and fall on the ground. Already has happened to me once. You'll have quite a bit more grip once you add the rubber case to it. Plus, if you still manage to drop it, it won't be naked and will have some protection. The rubber case was a pain to put on and off the unit at the beginning, as I kept accidentally touching the button and it would start recording every time I put the case on or off. I would also end up with smudge lens. I'll show you how to do it without making these same mistakes. Turn the rubber case around and open it horizontally, then open again, but vertically. You'll see you created sort of a pocket where the camera would go. Take the camera and insert it in said pocket. Hold it on the sides and slip the rubber case on. It should almost do it on its own once you push it up a bit. To take it off, turn the camera plus the case around, and same process, open up horizontally. It helps if you use a table or your own chest or stomach. Then open vertically. The problem is that now, once you put the camera back in the charging case, the rubber case is one more thing you have to carry around with you, as the unit won't fit in the charging case with the rubber case on. I'll show you where to place it so you don't have to worry about that. So let's say that you're done taking the camera off the rubber case and you're placing it back in the charging case. The rubber case will be ready with that air pocket, as I'm calling it, at the bottom. Just insert the corner where the hole for the mic is and pull the top part of the rubber case so it sits flat on about 1/3 of the charger. And both items just become one thing to hold. As a bonus, you'll have the charging port and the 1/4 inch thread available through the hole that was originally designed for the camera lens. Talk about repurposing, right? By the way, the charging case LED that tells you if it's charging is not covered by the cam's rubber case when you do this. One of the annoying things is that this thing picks up dust and particles like crazy. It's like a magnet for them. Feel free to wash it with water, dry it, and it'll look like new again.